Yo, what's up? I'm Z the Free.
Yo, this is Rubix.
What's up? I'm Mayo.
What up? It's your boy 17.
Yo, it's Young Pop Mito.
It's your boy MIKVY, and you're watching Hip-Hop Certified.
Hip-Hop Certified.
Hip-Hop Certified.
Hip-Hop Certified. Rock!
And you're watching Hip-Hop Certified.
What is good, Hiphoppas? It is Esteban Xound here with Hip-Hop Certified Podcast. Today we don't have a guest, but you know what? Our show is not centered around our guests. Damn it. We can provide a show ourselves, and we're here to prove it. So with that being said, today I do have the certified team here with me, and we'll just go from this way around and introduce yourselves.
All right. Jhonson, Hip-Hop Certified. What's up?
Alex, Hip-Hop Certified. What's up?
Oh, it just copied me like that.
Yo,
I'm a part of the team now too, guys.
Which is funny because we're gonna talk about that. I guess always the intro is to just pay homage and to recognize the elements and principles of the culture. So peace, love, unity, safely having fun through MCing, DJing, graffiti writing, beatboxing. Missing one. Breaking, street fashion, street language, street knowledge, and street entrepreneurialism. And with that being said, let's get straight into it. So I want to say happy birthday to hip hop. Hip hop just turned 46 yesterday. We're recording this on a Monday, and yeah, I know 46 years.
Man,
it's young if you really think about it.
Dude, 46 years like 1-2 generations. Yeah, it's not that long.
Yeah, it's like close to our lifetime.
Yeah,
like we were probably just born when hip hop was getting its feet into the industry, like getting paid,
getting cemented as a staple genre.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So I mean, it's just crazy to see how things have progressed and how they're gonna continue to progress from here. So fucking shouts out to hip hop. Shout out to cool DJ Herc and Cindy Campbell for throwing that first hip hop party in 1520 Sedgwick Avenue. So shouts out, and that's why we're even here in the first place. So
true.
So with that being said, let's get straight into it. You had a story that you had to tell. I want to get into this.
Alright, so let me break down this story. Okay.
We're gonna get into the hip hop shit first. But I just want to break the ice.
The story is kind of jokes, right? But it's kind of cheesed, right? So I have a dog. I have a 100-pound German Shepherd, right? So I'm walking my boy. I live in like the nicest white suburban neighborhood.
And can I just like certify for the people out there? This dog is fucking big. Like I've been to this guy's house. This dog is
He's
massive.
like my size. Yeah.
No, yeah, he's like a full human being.
Like I can ride him into battle. Let's go. So you know, like first of all, like I'm really blessed to live where I live. You know what I mean? Like
yes.
I've lived in really bad parts of the world before, right? So I'm blessed to just be here, right? So I'm walking my dog, you know, whatever. Some kid, man, maybe like 7 years old, right? I gotta stand up for this.
Okay.
Right? Both hands comes up behind my dog. Both hands grabs him by the tail. This little kid yanks my dog's tail. Bro, I've never heard my dog growl solo in my life. I thought the kid was done. I thought it was just like, yeah, it's a wrap. It's game over. So I grab my dog by the leash. I'm trying to control my dog, and I'm yelling at this kid.
Yo, so how's the dog reacting at this point?
Oh, he was mad.
Was he like, oh, like going crazy like Rabbit or?
No,
like DMX.
He cried at first, and then he realized there was a kid, and then he got mad at the kid.
Oh,
but he wasn't like super aggressive, but he was definitely like
he was pissed off. He felt the way about it.
He was, because this kid yanked on my dog's tail hard as
Yo, and how old is this kid?
Like probably like 7.
7?
7.
Oh,
something
man.
like that. You know what I mean? Like a little kid. So like obviously it is what it is. Kids are dumb. They do stupid things, whatever, right? But that's not my biggest problem. Okay. So here I am, right? A young brown male trying to control this crazy dog while at the same time yelling at this kid, right? This nice white lady, well, she wasn't super nice. She comes up to me and she's like going crazy. She's like yelling at me like, oh, don't talk to my kid like that, control your dog. But she didn't see that the kid yanked.
Just yanked the dog, right? Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, I'm just gonna have to swallow this L because like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't say nothing. I can't just
bro.
be like.
I would have said something.
This is where, like I said,
yo,
you just.
why don't you check your kid, bro? Like that's
Like, okay, I said something like that, but I kind of let it go because it was just there's no way I was gonna win that.
Yeah, I guess.
You know what I mean?
You never win with a lady that could call the cops on you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because here I am with this dog, you know what I mean, and like yelling at this kid is like I look like the bad guy or whatever. I was like, I'm not gonna walk my dog there anymore,
bro.
But yeah, like imagine my dog would have bit that kid. That would have been the real problem. Like that would have been.
That's what I was saying. This is where you let the leash go and say I couldn't control him. And just be like, listen, I really don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened.
The dog took over me. It I don't know what happened. Because at that point, bro, that kid will learn his lesson. If that German Shepherd,
but
even if it just bites him or
you
scares him
know,
or gets on top of him, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't even have to kill him. It's just like get on top of him.
You know,
have that kid or that
what's
dog
real
charge
though?
him.
Like when I was that age, like I didn't have like my parents around like helicoptering me all the time. So like when I did stupid shit like that, like
You felt the consequences immediately.
right away. Like
Yes.
you learn, you're like, oh, I wonder if I put my hand on the stove. Oh shit, you know what I mean? Like,
Not my hand's
nobody,
burned, yeah.
Nobody was there to be like, to try to like reel you back. You just learned lessons that way, man. I wish more people would do that, but that's my fucking dog story. It is.
That's fucking hilarious. Anything about your week?
About my week, it's been pretty good. We went to 10 out of 10, which was pretty dope.
Yeah, shouts out to 10 out of 10. They did another Right the Mic. Shouts out to 10 out of 10. Really dope.
Really good.
Yeah.
And then I went to Cafe Koi. There was like a lot of good performances there on Tuesday. I don't know if you went there.
Cafe Koi. Yeah, I know. Obviously, we've been there. I'm not gonna act like I don't know what that is.
Cafe Koi. Yeah. It's like Koi. Like how do you spell that?
You're just gonna act like the last episode wasn't there.
No, shouts out to Cafe Koi and Aaron who runs that shit. Shouts out. Yeah.
Shout out.
But there was an open mic there. It was pretty good. A couple of singers. But I think the 10 out of 10 thing was pretty dope because we met that hockey player guy, which I think like he was probably one of the best performers.
Oh, the guy that I knew from like school.
Did you know him?
No, the
prior?
kid with the hockey jersey.
No. Like the dude that played hockey.
I don't know. I didn't.
He was like the black dude with the white T-shirt.
Oh, Sherm.
I don't remember.
I think his name is Sherm from Miami. Yeah, we were talking with him outside, right?
Yeah.
He's crazy dope. You gotta check him out. He's fucking crazy dope.
Honestly, I thought that was the best performance.
Yes, so did I. I thought so too.
That's why I was like, this is kind of weird, like, because he said the last performance was the best, but I thought it was like either that guy or the Asian dude with glasses. The no guy.
Oh yeah, the no. Which I'm trying to remember.
But like he got the crowd, like they got both of them got that crowd hyped.
Oh, Nate Lesko. Yeah, Nate Lesko.
Yo,
I actually have a
Nate
friend
Lesko.
that
You
knows
know?
him too.
I don't.
Oh. Get out of here, Johnny.
I'm just trying to spread some positivity.
I know that, but
No, I had a homie that actually we actually talked about him, this is crazy. We actually talked about him. I followed him on Instagram right before you called me to meet.
oh wow, that's a trip and a half.
Yeah, because I told you I was at my friend's house, right?
Yes.
And then I was like, who is that friend again? And then he showed me that guy, and then he was at 10 out of 10.
Oh, that's a trip and a half. Yo,
Yeah.
everything's related. I love when shit like that happens. Yes.
Crazy, man.
I love when shit like that happens. Yes.
But I definitely didn't get a chance to talk to him because I think he left pretty quick.
He's dope. He's a really good guy.
But
Yeah.
he's pretty chill. But those two, I thought it was kind of whack because I thought like those two should have been nominated, but music is subjective, so.
I feel you. I think definitely like Sherm got his nomination. He came in third, and I thought he deserved maybe second place.
Yeah.
I see why they picked Nino C's because he really did have the crowd hype. Like he had the crowd interaction, and when you have like a huge crowd interacting like that, like he was doing the wave thing, right?
Yeah.
If he would have done something like that where he interacted with the crowd, I guarantee he would have won it.
Crowd engagement, right?
Yeah, it's huge, right?
As an entertainer, like you have to play to the crowd.
Yes.
Right?
But then what about the Nate guy? He had the crowd kind of.
He did have the crowd going. I've seen him. He's performed at 10 at 10 a couple times. So like he's not a stranger to that scene at all, and he's won multiple times. They might have made that decision just because
Like you won.
like you won so many times. It's like we can't give it to you again.
I don't know if I like that. Like,
But-
I think
Well,
it's
let
just
a winner
like
be a winner.
Yeah,
bro.
I don't know what
exactly,
I don't know what their qualifications are. They have
Right, right,
judges
right.
and they do that shit, right?
Right.
But I didn't think his performance won it. I see why they picked Mino C's, but
Okay, who do you think was the best?
I thought it was Sherm. I thought it was Sherm.
Oh, okay, so alright, so
Sherm and then Mino C's, and then I would have put like who else really caught my eye there? I was gonna say nobody else really there. No.
yeah, I couldn't really think of. I mean, we kind of came later.
Miss T's was dope, but she was the headliner, so she
Yeah.
didn't really count. But
Was she a headliner?
yeah, she was the headliner. Yeah, she had a full
Oh,
set.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was wondering. That's when I was just like, I was kind of tired at that point. I was like,
Nah, she was dope. No, but she was dope. And then, yeah, it was just like a good time. We came kind of late though.
Yeah, we did
went,
come late.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
went
we
like fucking halfway through this shit, bro.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for your ass downtown. And
All right,
it's
I
like,
tried,
right?
right? Like,
Man,
I
took
swear,
the
the
bus,
bus
took an
driver
hour.
was like just chilling there. He was just like, let me
That's
get my
that's why I-
newspaper.
that's why I don't miss.
Listen.
That's why I don't miss transit, man. You get somewhere, you never know. You're either gonna be there in 10 minutes or 40 minutes.
Or 40 minutes.
You
There's
just
no in
never know,
between.
man. You just
Yeah.
never know.
Or do you like when the bus drivers hop out and they go into Tim Hortons like in the middle
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
route?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm just gonna go. They dip for like 20, 30 minutes and then come back. It's like, what the?
I'm pretty sure they don't like. They just leave on their own schedule.
Yes.
I'm sure like there's like a maximum time where they like you have to go by now.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it's like not to the dot.
you
Like
think-
I'm pretty sure
You
it's
think
like
the bus driver like just like cuts corners a little bit?
Probably.
Like just speeds up a little bit here and there. To
Yeah.
Like, get like, oh, I'm 5 minutes like behind.
because sometimes I'll be hitting the roof the way they be like there's no base like it's just like yo what is this a park ride
Yo,
like
or like when the train comes in, it's like 3 out of service trains in the row.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm just like, yo, where are you going that you can't take us at least to where you're gonna stop to? That's bullshit. Fucking Calgary Transit. Okay, so now let's get into some hip hop shit.
Yes.
Some music shit. So recently I've been working on a track. I'm not gonna talk about what the track name is or who I'm working with. But we've been working on a track and the person that I was working with, we were dealing with some creative differences. And it sparked this idea of, you know, when you're creating, when are you taking influence from an artist? And then when are you biting from an artist? So I wrote notes down because I want to make sure I really go through this. But like, for example, I'll open up the discussion to you guys. When do you think somebody is biting from somebody, or when are they just taking influence from somebody?
Well, I think it's like it's important to note that like you're never really like nothing's ever really 100% original now. You know what I mean? Like
There's nothing new under the sun.
everything's a little bit like inspired by something else, even if it's like a vague inspiration, right? So, I don't know. Like it's a very like it's a blurry line, but at the same time, like if you recognize that you know you're inspired by somebody, the least you can do is shout that person out or like
be honest about it.
Just be honest about it. Exactly, right? Like the thing with that is like when you're inspired by something and you kind of like, oh, I hope they don't think I sound like that. Like I'm just not gonna mention it, right? Like that can come off like slimy, you know. So like you know, if you're inspired by somebody, just be like, yo, like my role model, so and so, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Word, I'm on the same page as you, Alex.
for me like it's hard because you get to a point where like a lot of people nowadays will just be taking like just straight up like taking beats and stuff like that or taking flows, but like you have to look at like what are they contributing in it and what is it popular for. So if it's popular, like say a song is popular because of that like Migos like
The flow, the Migos
yeah, the
flow,
flow,
right.
yeah. Like then like what are you adding to that to make it different, you know?
To make it your own.
Yes.
Yes.
If you're not adding anything, then I think that at that point you're
That's
just
biting.
Biting.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But like when there was like that thing where like Drake got in trouble for like taking like Triple X's flow or whatever.
But
XX,
he's- so known for doing that. Drake does that
Bro,
shit all the
Drake's
time.
been doing
Yeah,
that.
Drake does that shit all the time.
I think like maybe because like a lot of people because he has the name like he's a household name now. So I
Yeah.
think like people just like
Well, especially back then, nobody knew who X was. He was just like, like steal some random kid stuff.
yeah like he was because he was in jail and stuff. He couldn't really promote his own stuff. So
You know what I mean?
like
So
I mean the only thing that he contributed to that kind of music is that he kind of brought it to the forefront where
Yeah.
like now like the middle like modern class
I will
knows
say,
what the
I will
fuck
say
it
this
is,
though,
yes.
like X's career probably benefited from Drake biting his style,
Probably.
and then like the whole controversy afterwards. You know what I mean? Like,
And that's what Drake does a lot of the times. Like when he does
but is it right? I don't think so.
I'm not sure about that
Yeah.
either.
there's two sides of it. Like when Drake takes flows from somebody, or he'll usually take the song. He'll either take the whole song or do a remix to it. No, because he did that shit with Hotline. No, he literally did that shit with Hotline Bling and fucking Dram. Big
Yeah.
Baby Dram. He took the whole instrumental and
Yeah,
made a whole thing out
remember
of
when
it.
Hotline Bling was
That's
like
the thing.
The
best-
biggest thing.
the biggest
Yo,
thing ever.
Also,
in Canada.
the thing that I really don't agree with is that like you have to if you're taking something from someone, if you're making it into something completely different to where it's your own,
Yeah.
then that's fair game. But if you're taking something from someone and like you know that it's like something that someone else made it and like it's basically the same thing except you are well known, like
Yeah.
you should give royalties to that other
Yes.
artist. He
And you
takes
should-
Yeah,
all the
exactly.
royalties.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
should-
Or at
yeah.
least give him credits. Or
Yeah.
like,
Or
yeah.
something.
Man, go out of your way as like a big artist. You know what I mean? Go out of your way to contact these smaller guys and be like, "Yo, can I do this?"
Yes,
I have
or
your
like hop on a
permission.
remix with them and be like, "Yo, let's do this.
You know
We're
what I
gonna
mean?
try it together."
It's just
Yeah.
like I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Greediness is a fucking it's a bastard, you know. Like,
Yeah.
So
people don't
I'm-
want to share, man.
the thing that I kind of like you touched on it. Everybody takes influence from somebody. Like if you look back at the greatest, Nas when he first started, the people say he sounded like Big Daddy Kane and Rakim. If you look back at like Kendrick when his early tapes, he sounded like Lil Wayne. If you go back to like Big Crit, he sounded like UGK and Pimp C. So everybody, especially when they're first starting out, they end up most of the time sounding like somebody else.
Well, I think it's also a safety thing. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, this sound is proven. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna stick with that. And then like J. Cole or Kendrick, they don't sound similar to what they started with.
Exactly.
They have their own unique styles now. You know?
Yeah, J. Cole sounded like Eminem when he first started.
Yeah.
So,
And I don't think it's a stripping of individuality when you point out those similarities. When you be like, oh, yo, I can clearly see that this guy took this influence from this person. Like, you can
Yeah.
draw the line.
Yeah.
I don't think that's stripping anybody's individuality.
no.
I think it's just being honest about where the influence came from.
Yeah.
You got to start somewhere though too, right? Like you can't just like, oh, like he's ripping off of this person. Like, well, at least he's doing it. Like,
At least he's doing
like
something.
the person
yeah.
that's complaining most of the time is like wishing that they were doing it, you know.
Yeah.
So, I respect it more so when someone says someone else is biting. I respect it when it comes from inside of the hip hop community
Yes,
than like some
yes.
random like web account.
It's the same thing. Like how many just bring it to sports for a second. Like the analogy, right? Like you get like some guy on a couch sitting watching a game. And he's like, why didn't he catch the ball? I'm like, well, shit, man, it's not that fucking easy. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
why did he steal that flow? I don't know, man. He's trying to eat. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you don't know that person's story.
Exactly.
right?
Or how they were influenced or what they were listening
Exactly,
to growing up.
exactly.
And
Yeah.
that could be just a part of that person's DNA at that
Yeah,
point.
there's
you know what I
there's
mean?
just a lot of like a lot of hate like that, but I think the important criticisms from people that inside the community that know, you know,
Yeah.
can appreciate that. Like
And it has to be criticism. Like
Criticism,
it doesn't have
yeah.
to be like trolling and stuff like that.
You can tell the difference between when somebody's trying to be like, yo, you gotta work on this,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
someone's
yeah.
just like, fuck you. Like,
Yeah,
like you can tell the
yeah,
difference from that. Yeah. So it definitely depends on the source and where it's coming from. So I'll be honest about that. But again, like, even if we look, you even touched on it. People sample records all the time. They take full samples and they make a whole song out of it.
Yeah.
And they won't even do anything crazy with the sample. They'll just like put some drums over it
Yeah.
Yeah.
and be like, yo, this is a new song. So people do this shit all the time.
But it's the way that they cut the sample and then like put it in different places. It's like if you got a jigsaw puzzle and you made a new picture with it.
Yeah.
Yo, that's dope. But I'm saying like
That is kind of dope.
But if you go back to like let's say Bad Boy, and you see like Juicy, or even if you go to fucking More Money, More Problems, Diddy would take those records and just put drums over
The thing
them.
is, the thing is,
And those are some of the biggest records from
Biggie.
But
the thing is,
creatively, do you respect Diddy?
Yeah, yes.
I don't know if I do, because like he's already outed
that's a good
himself
point.
for not writing his lyrics.
Right, and people don't really take him seriously as an artist.
But the thing is,
Yeah.
because like he's produced so many fire projects, people just give him like a pass.
The benefit of the doubt.
People just not even a benefit of the doubt. Like everybody knows what's going on. They just give him a pass because they enjoy his music. You know what I mean? So
Like even Drake, you know the whole thing that ties all these people together is that they have a good ear. So
Yes.
a lot of them can
Yes.
hear Dre, like P Diddy, Drake. All these people can hear when something is like
jamming.
Yeah,
It's like this
They're
jam.
This
It's
is the
gonna
next
move
thing.
people. Yes.
You know, like
Yes.
and then they hop on it. So that's
yo,
the
I
thing,
think that's
right?
the best quality to have as a producer.
It's to have an ear to what's
Just
gonna
have
make
an
people
ear
move.
for it. Yeah.
And a lot of that comes from DJing. So
Yeah.
like for example, Dr. Dre, when he first started, he was a DJ.
Oh, okay.
So he knew what moved the crowd and what didn't.
Yeah.
Right? So that background kind of turned into when he started producing, now he knows what moves the crowd.
Yeah.
But even he would take like old P-Funk samples and just fucking,
Yeah.
bro, take hooks and take like complete concepts of the song
Yeah.
and just make a new song out of it.
That's the cool thing.
But it was some dope shit, right?
It was dope. Yeah, that's
So
the thing.
that's what I'm saying. So like the reason I bring this up is just because I want to make it clear, like when we're taking influence from people, it's not to be like we're biting. Like especially as an artist, when you're first creating, at least for me, like when I'm taking influence from an artist, I'm not just biting. It's like I'm clearly I'm trying out these things so then I can make it my own kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people do bite nowadays, and I think it's because there's just so much out there constantly that it's hard now because like
To decipher whether somebody's taking influence
Yeah.
or whether they're just
But it's
biting.
also- it's
way
also
more
like-
people in music.
It's just the shortcut, you know what I mean? The
Yeah,
corner
sure.
cutting to everything that like I feel like people nowadays are really embracing like cutting corners, you know what I mean? It's just easier to bite something.
Because I feel like there was a big like before like SoundCloud, Spotify, all these things happened. There used to be like a big gateway to music.
There's the gatekeepers.
Gatekeepers,
You got to go through
yeah.
radio. You had to
Yeah,
go through all
yeah.
these different things, these media publications and all that shit.
And
Bro,
you
yeah.
have to be in the right cities.
Yes.
Yeah, now you got like people on like TikTok or whatever. I was talking to
Yeah,
him about
TikTok.
it. Like they just like they lip sync to a song that's not even their song. It's just like some of the song, and they just like get money and like fame from that. It's like that blows my mind.
Okay, but hold up. If it's on YouTube, like, is it on YouTube?
It's on an app.
It's on an app.
From what I understand.
But how are people watching the videos that people record?
On the app, I think.
Oh, it's using the
On
app?
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's
how do
like
people
an
get
app.
paid off that?
They plug their
usually-
Instagrams and then they sell merch on Instagram.
Oh.
I feel like that's how it is. I'm not super educated on it because I don't be on TikTok.
Somehow, I don't know how, but TikTok gets somehow.
It's kind of
gets
like
the
it's almost like
rights to this.
Snapchat, yo.
Because there's copyright and all
It's
that that goes into
literal.
it.
I think
But there's copyright that
TikTok
goes
is
into all that.
literally like Vine now.
Yeah,
Like it's just
Oh, shit,
it's
really?
like it used to be like musically was kind of its own thing, but it was like you couldn't really take it anywhere. Like all you do is lip sync a song or a show or a movie, and then like that's it. There's nothing new you can do with that. But now it's like a video recording, kind of like quick, couple second. And I don't know a lot about it either
Yeah.
because I don't have it, but like.
It's one of those apps where it's just like a little bit behind like our generation. I feel
Yeah,
like.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
feel like
yeah.
if you're 16 and 15,
Getting old.
you're like
getting
you're
old.
You're losing your mind. You're like, oh, I know everything about TikTok. These old guys don't know anything.
Yeah. I this is the first time I'm hearing about this shit.
There you go.
Yeah, but it definitely is a new thing now though because there are actually new songs now that get popular off of TikTok.
Yeah. That's how like people like recognize that song, right?
Oh.
But if it's an old song and it's like been a song and everyone knows it, you're just like trying to profit off of someone else's music.
And that's whack because you're not even like. It's not like
Not
you're giving
adding
credit,
anything.
and it's not like.
all you're doing is getting a video of your face while the song is playing.
And
in the
just
background.
let
And that's
singing
what
to
it
it.
is,
Yeah.
man. It's wild, man.
Not adding.
21st century is wild.
That's a trip.
That's a
Yeah.
trip, man. It's a trip and a half.
Damn. So I want to ask you guys, where do you think like when somebody is making art, where do you think the difference comes from? And even not just in art, like let's say when somebody's like, for example, you study styles when you study like martial arts stuff, right?
So like for the audience that might not know, right? Like I'm a fighter. That's like my main squeeze, right? And like, you know, you're in the gym and you're trying different stuff or whatever, and you just like, oh, I know a guy that's popular for doing this move. You know what I mean? And maybe you'll try to get good at it and apply it, right? Like, would you say you're biting that person's style? Maybe if you're trying to get popular off that thing and you're not giving credit, but like, I'm not sure. I mean,
would you be opposed to somebody? Okay, so here's my question: where does it become like? What is that point, that inception when somebody becomes different? Like, is it like an intuitive thing? Like, is somebody born with that sort of difference, like that unique style?
Some people
or
are.
Is that
some
like,
people are. Just by their body type or the way they think, you know, like.
Or does it come from an intent to be different? To be like, I'm gonna make something different. I'm gonna do something different, and then it happens.
I think it's a body, man.
Or is it like an intuitive thing? Like you come with it.
You know how like I think it's just like the way your brain works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think some people just have their own unique thoughts, and I think that's the most important thing anybody can have is their brain, because your thoughts are unique. You know what I mean? Like they might not be like good thoughts or useful thoughts or whatever, but they're unique, right? So you can actually like do something with that. So I don't know, like in fighting it's a little bit different, I feel. You know, I feel like if you do a technique or a move that somebody's known for, it's kind of like, you know, you can pay homage to that, and you can kind of like, there's a mutual respect there, right? In music, it's a little bit less so.
I think we're looking at something that's more practical versus something that's like more artistic. Because
okay.
And I mean, fighting is artistic for sure.
No, yeah, for sure. I'm not saying it's not.
But I'm saying it still has to get the job done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can look beautiful, but if you're losing all the time, that's just...
Yeah,
that's
you're getting hit in the face, but I look good while I'm getting hit in the face. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Like, you throw a jump, spinning kick, you tap the guy in the head, but it didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
That's just
There's
the
no
reality.
point in it.
The reality of it is it didn't do nothing.
Yo, but that's the same with music. If the music doesn't hit, like if it doesn't reach people, then it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, it's true.
It matters to the artist, though.
It don't matter to the artist, but at the end of the day, the
day.
audience, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if it doesn't hit or doesn't connect with the people, then it doesn't matter.
But how do you? The thing is, like, how do you judge that? Because like, if I'm going to a boxing, like if I'm boxing, right, and I'm going to a fight or something, my goal is to beat that person up, to make sure that they don't.
Your goal is to disable that person.
Yeah, literally, right? But like, when I'm making music, my goal is to reach out to people. That's more of a theoretical, like, how do I do that? Like, versus like, you can break someone down.
In fighting, it's like you're always competing against the person in front of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like in art, it's about like trying to up yourself. You know what I mean? Like one up yourself. You know what I mean?
But I think is there like a self-expression side to both of it?
Oh, 1,000%.
So that's what I'm saying. So,
sure.
So then where does that difference come from? Again, to go back to the question. Is it like, is somebody born with that shit, or does somebody make the decision to make that own unique style?
I think...
When does somebody become like the Muhammad Ali, or when does somebody become the fucking Dre? Were they born into it, or is this after hours of trying styles and...
I think great individuals like Muhammad Ali, Dr. Dre, whoever it is, you know what I mean? Anybody that excels in their field, I think it's a little bit of luck, but it's also a little bit like that person was just meant to be great. You know what I mean? Like that person, no matter what field they were doing, you know what I mean? They'd be successful because they have that. It's like a mindset almost. It's that mentality, you know what I mean? Like Muhammad Ali could have gone to like med school, you know what I mean? And like he probably would have done really good because he's just like
you think so?
Successful mindset, you know what I mean? Like that's
the
how
mindset does matter, but I think some people are naturally inclined to do certain things.
Yeah.
Like there's some people that like there are some producers like Jay Dilla, just like you hear about like his childhood stories, and like you always see like him with like fucking headphones, like bumping shit. Like this guy breathes music, right? Like because people will say like I'll get in a booth with him, and it's like
he just goes.
Amazing. Like I can't even like see what he's doing, like because he's doing like 50 different things, you know. So some people it's like. Just like they eat a bowl of cereal and they're making music, or like Muhammad Ali, like he just did that. You know?
I think it's also like passion.
Yeah,
Like
passion.
I think a lot of people never really find their passion.
Yeah, that's
You know
true.
what I mean? So, but I feel like the few people that have that ability and they find their passion to apply it, I think that's how greatness is made. I think that's the recipe.
Like money kind of gets in the way of passion a lot. So
Of course, yeah. Money does get in the way of passion, right?
everyone
Damn.
needs to live. That's the reality of things.
That's deep.
Everybody's chasing the bag.
Hey, get that bag.
Yes. So I think in conclusion, I think it's natural to be influenced
Yeah.
by people.
I think it's healthy to be influenced by people too. Like
Yeah.
I think that's like the beauty of music. You know what I mean? Like I can enjoy this and enjoy that.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And being able to like appreciate where influences come from.
Yeah.
Like even when people sample records, I love going back and being like, oh, this is where this person got this from.
Yes.
Oh, and doing the digging and learning. I
it-
love that shit.
I think it adds meaning to the music.
Yes,
You
I
know
love
what I mean?
that.
'Cause it's like listening to history almost.
Exactly. I love when people take influence from shit. Or be like maybe they'll take a lyric, but they make it their own. It's gotta be like you said. They
Yes.
gotta make it their own. And at the end of the day, if it connects with people and it's unique, then I think that's the fucking goal. And that's what I think we gotta strive for as people who are creating art or creating music. It's gotta be unique, but it's also gotta you can see where the influences are coming from. You
Yeah.
can pay homage to that.
Yes.
I think also like what makes hip hop dope and separate from other genres is that it takes so much influence from so many different things. Like you like sometimes you'll be hearing classical shit, like you'll be
Yeah.
hearing jazz, funk, like any kind of rock music, like any acoustic guitar music.
Bro, I
A
love
lot of
that.
this-
When you got guitar on like
Yeah.
a good hip hop song.
Like that's why you see like a lot of like the old like kind of stuff, like it gets repetitive, right? But here you're like taking something old and you're making something new out of it, so people have that familiarity, but it's different. So
Yeah.
that's where you can like get out of that whole biting section and go into more of like an influence kind of thing.
Yes, and that's the key. Yeah, I gotta do that.
What is good, Hiphoppas? It is Esteban Xound letting you know to check out hiphopcertified.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel for exclusive content. Are you certified?
Okay, so the next thing I wanted to talk about was fucking artist time versus like real world time. So anybody who's ever created and got into a creative project, understanding that like artist time versus real world time function on two different wavelengths, bro.
Yeah.
Literally, because I remember when I was creating my first EP, and I was working at the liquor store. I would come home every day.
I remember this, bro. I remember this man literally. He was telling me about it, and I'm like, I need to listen to this on SoundCloud, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes, and I remember fucking like going home.
Liquor got a lady.
Yes.
Yeah.
And working on songs until like 5 a.m. And then I'd get up like early as hell or late as hell. My schedule was all over the fucking place. And that shit eventually made me go fucking crazy.
Yeah, man.
I ended up in the hospital after that. That's not the only reason why, but it was a part of it.
It was like a factor.
Yes. And you hear a lot of stories about artists going crazy.
Yeah.
Like because there's just no structure to the way they go about their days.
It's like a mild obsession almost.
Yes, it becomes like a mild obsession, and you lose track of time and
lose track of
schedule, eating,
food, friends. You just worry
of
about
social
You
interactions.
consumed by what you're doing.
Yes, and for those who are getting into this music, like this, I'm just speaking from my experience. You gotta be careful with that shit, dog, because that shit might drive you crazy. And I'd say this, Nipsey Hussle said in his interview with Rap Radar, shout out to Rap Radar. This was an interview then that came out when Victory Lap was coming out. And Nipsey Hussle said that when there's regular business time for him, and then there's artist time. So his regular business time is he goes to sleep at 12 o'clock, wakes up at 6 o'clock, hits the gym, does whatever he does, right? But when he was creating the Victory Lap, it was like late at night, midnights, early mornings, like, and he said that shit almost made him go crazy. But he said that every artist should have the opportunity, like the ability to dive into themselves creatively, to explore that.
Yeah.
Because then sometimes some of the best art comes from that.
I think that applies to music, but that applies to anything. Like really, like if you're really passionate about business, like you should be up late at night reading something about business or trying to get better at what you're doing. If you're really about it like that, you know what I mean? Because somebody in the world is trying to do that and trying to one up you, you know?
Right.
You know, like me, man. Like when I started fighting, I would watch like. It'd be like 3 a.m. and I'm like 4 fights in and I'm watching fights and I'm like glued to my screen. I'm like, fuck, I gotta get up in 3 hours. You know what I mean?
Now I gotta train.
Yeah, now I gotta train. I'm like, oh, but you're actually like excited for that shit. You know what I mean? Because you've hyped yourself up at that point. But I think you have to.
There's a fine balance.
Self-control, man.
Yes,
you
there's
gotta
a
be able
fine
to
balance.
like put yourself in that mindset and take yourself out, man. Because you can get lost there for sure.
Yes, you can get lost in the sauce, literally.
Lost in the sun.
You can get lost in the sauce. Alex, go ahead.
No, yeah, I was just thinking that's pretty true, but I mean, like, you always need to, like, your darkest times will bring out, like, the brightest kind of music, like, the ones that shine the most, you know? But you definitely have to watch out that you don't lose yourself to that darkness.
Right, exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
That shit, you got it's like a fine balance. And I'd say, like it's a fine balance of functioning within the real. Because, for example, like a major artist can really dedicate time to fucking their craft. Even like anybody who's professionally doing anything, they can really just set aside and be like, I'm gonna do this all day.
Yeah.
But somebody who's like me and you who have to pay bills, we have to set aside time to be like, okay, I have responsibility, I have work time, I have eating time, I have, you know what I mean? Like, we gotta really structure our days around what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of puts a restriction on the art, but at the same time, I think it does help, like, just living like a healthy lifestyle. Because I'm telling you, when you go into that just fucking deep, like, you forget about everything that's going on and just get into the super creative mode, trust me, you might not get out of that safely.
It's bad, man.
You might not get out of that safely. So if you are gonna go into that shit, make sure that you have like dedicated, like, you know what you're doing and you can get yourself out of it. Like,
and make sure you got people around you that like keep you in check. You know what I mean? Like, hey man, it's been 3 days since you've gone outside.
Yeah.
You know, like stuff like that. You
Get
know?
some sunlight.
You know, stuff like that, right? Like, you know, make sure you got good people beside you. You know.
There's like I forgot what his name was. I think it was like Keith Urban or something. Like, he was playing the Joker in The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
And, like, he did that where, like, he was a method actor, so his tactic
Actors get into that.
yeah, like,
Yeah,
he has to become that. It's
They
mental.
dove into it, yes.
So, like, I think, and this is where we get to, like, the difference of, like physical, like, boxing. Like, okay, so if you get, like, if you're talking about boxing, right? Like, it's different because it's more of a, like, I have to move like this, whereas, like, music or maybe, like, visual art, like painting or something, or acting, it's like you have to put yourself in this dark place, and, like, it has to be real to you, but you have to be able to get out of it. So it's like a balancing act.
And that motherfucker ended up, like, committing suicide because of that shit.
Yeah, he overdosed on drugs.
Yes, because and a part of that was after, like, that the whole thing came out. Yeah.
Yeah, and even there was a
you got
Michael
think.
B too. He was saying, like, he was depressed after he did the Black Panther movie. So
Yeah, that's crazy. But like, you think about it, like, why do people do drugs? To escape whatever mental state they're at in that moment, right? Like, that's crazy.
yeah, and that's funny is that, like, there are people that are, like, suffering with, like, legitimate shit, and you're intentionally putting yourself
in a fucked up situation just to get some art off.
Like, let me remember talk about the time when, like, my homies got shot. And,
Yeah.
like, and it's cool because, like, it might help someone, but it can definitely.
It's like the toll. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
the toll that you're taking on yourself. Yes.
Well, I think it's just like sacrifice too. Like, if you want to reach the top of any field,
You gotta sacrifice.
You gotta sacrifice more than the next man. That's just the, you know.
It's true. Sacrifice comes with life, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
It's like I forgot. It's like that's why I like those shows that like if you're writing a story and stuff, like, there has to be like a balance to it. Like, you can't have like a character that can just like be super powerful. Like there should be like a negative to that positive.
Absolutely, yes.
That's real to most people. So, but yeah.
Word. So with that being said, we're kind of getting close to the ending. The last thing I want to bring up, and I'm gonna say this on here because I'm working on this fucking idea, and I want to be able to. I'm not gonna say that I'm the first one, but if it comes out that I'm the first one to come with this idea, I want to put it on record, bro.
Okay, that's kind of hard. This is kind of hard.
I want to put this up on record, bro. So I'm coming.
I came up with this.
Yeah, so if anybody ends up coming with, you know where to get that shit from, who you got it from.
So we were talking about biting styles. This is just so everybody knows. Don't bite.
Don't bite this style, and if you do, we have it on record. We have a date stamp and everything. We know where it came from, dog. Don't even try.
Esteban's got the lawyers on speed dial.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it's not real until you get it copyrighted and trademarked and all that shit. And
But at least you
patents and
have
all
like
that shit.
you have it on record that you it was like, hey, I came up with this.
Yeah,
idea
exactly.
first.
So at least I get some clout points.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I
yeah.
get some clout points. So I'm coming up with this idea, and it's an idea to empower legal weed dealers. And it's gonna be using an app. Now this sounds crazy, right? But let me explain. So if anybody who's ever done Skip the Dishes or DoorDash, they understand how the biggest thing that people complain about is that they're not making enough money. So one of the reasons why is because there's such a limit on the app. You can only use the app and you can only make so much. You don't get to control the prices. You don't get a personal interaction with the customer.
Right.
Everybody just suffers from it. And what I want to introduce is to empower that interaction. And instead of those couriers, those delivery drivers just being delivery drivers, to giving them the option to be their own business owner. So you could literally become your own business owner with a car, a phone, and a house. And that's what I want to create this app to help facilitate that.
Or a post office box. If you don't have a house and you're living in your car.
Yeah, exactly. So
Damn, bro.
I'm gonna be working out this idea in the future, but I'm just putting it out there. I'm just sprinkling the.
Yeah, you know what though? Like, it sounds kind of crazy, but like, if you would have told me that Skip the Dish was gonna be a thing like 5 years ago, I would have been like, nah, man, that shit don't work.
Yeah, I never thought.
People just fucking go to the store and buy their food.
And buy their food.
And now it's like one of the like there's a giant company worth millions.
And
you
think
know?
about
So
it.
It's like
If you're smoking weed, would you rather go to the dispensary or would you rather get it to your house delivered?
it depends how broke I am.
I think the thing about weed too is that like everyone has their guy.
Everybody.
So
yeah,
if their guy became like a retail store.
That's what I'm saying. What if their guy became a legitimate seller?
it'd be
And
like,
you could
no
use
man,
a
you
whole-
sold out,
No,
man.
that's what I'm saying. And not only that, but one of the biggest things, you know, when you fucking buy weed and your dude's out, he's dry.
Yeah. But he
Then
has
you
that
gotta find
constant-
somebody else. How difficult is that?
Yeah.
You gotta hit up homies, yo. Who do you know? Who do you know?
Okay, but I like.
Imagine if there was an app that said, "This is everybody who's available in this zone. These are their options. These are their prices.
Right.
Hit them up."
Thing though is like I don't miss the old days where you had to like wait around on a dealer.
Yeah, like
And
in
he
the street
shows up
corner.
like 40 minutes late and shit.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, sorry, I was fucking with my bitch.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Okay, so if that happens, then you can leave a review on the app to be like, this person does not deliver quality service. Then when you go and choose that person, when you look at the
You see
profile,
that.
you see, oh, this person's late, this, and that.
Oh, that's
Then you can pick,
yeah.
oh, okay, I'm gonna pick somebody with good ratings.
Damn.
see that?
I'm just imagining like you have this homie that like you always get hooked up with when it comes to
He
weed.
becomes a giant
Like,
business owner.
yeah, like I got my guy Jamal, like he's got me, like yeah, sure. And then you go to his car and he has like organized sections of
Yo,
like
exact-
I got the
yes.
OJ. You want the Skywalker?
What,
I got
what
the
do you want,
blue-
man? I got
I
everything.
got mango, blue, purple. You
Yes.
know, like
He carries the stuff in a suitcase or
Yeah,
something.
And I think
Here's my
we-
selection.
I think
Yeah.
we'd be able to empower the illegal drug dealer to become a legal tax-paying citizen, to become a legitimate business owner. Because a lot of the times when people get into that shit is because they want to have ownership in what they're doing.
Yeah.
So if we gave them the tools to be their own business owner and they're paying taxes and they're not getting involved in crime, then it's like, why the fuck
Why
not?
the fuck not?
So
That's
just
the
in
thing.
case, though.
That's the thing too, right? It's like it's legal now. Like people can make money off it.
It's a business.
You have to at this point in the game, you have to just treat it like a business.
It's literally just a business.
You know.
So like, what is your like? What are you helping them with that they couldn't do before? Like,
So we are going to be empowering them with a whole app that's going to make the whole transaction much easier.
Yeah.
So
make it
they're
more legit.
Exactly. They're going to turn themselves into a legitimate business owner. We're going to help them. I'm
like legal side. and
Yes,
stuff.
help with them with like legally becoming like you have to go through this licenses and the pro serves and all that. But we would be able to provide those services, and not only that, but we would also be able to with the app make that whole transaction a lot easier. So they don't have to like keep contacts on their phone. It's all in an app.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all organized and stuff.
Yes. And I'm gonna be developing this idea in the coming, you know what I'm saying?
Soon.
Just watch out.
Soon.
Watch out, okay? So I'm putting it out there just the way I do.
I'm coming for you, the marijuana industry.
Yo, I feel like everybody said that though when it became legal. I'm like, yo, I got this great business idea. You know?
Yeah, a lot of people are trying to like do weed type businesses.
But actually,
Absolutely.
I think out of all the ideas I've heard, this is one of the most complete ones I've heard. I think it's
you gotta
decent.
come up with break down the business plan, business strategy.
Yes, we gotta
SWOT
break it all
analysis.
down. We gotta break it all
Come
down.
up
Yes.
with a name,
All that.
logos,
Yes, all that. Yes, the marketing, all that. Yes.
all of that.
So can no.
Yeah, so I'm just putting it out there. So if you see somebody in the future, I mean, nothing's going
If
to
you start seeing ads for Esteban's business on Hiphop Certified videos, you already know.
Just
what's up.
already
just
know
watch
this
them like come in, like have an advertisement video. Hi, I'm Esteban Xound. Now, do you want to be your own business owner?
Yes, Doc. Fuck yes. Thank you, Doc. Thank you. Yes, I'm so serious about it.
That was perfect. That was
That's awesome. Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up. It's around that time. Everybody say your piece. Last thing you want to say before we wrap this bitch up.
I just want to say, don't be biting people's styles. And if you're inspired by something, just fucking give credit where credit's due.
Bingo.
You know what I mean? Like if you respect that thing so much that you're willing to be inspired by it, you should respect it enough to give back to it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So other people can experience what you experience. You know, that's how I feel.
I think that we should allow people to be inspired by stuff, but don't like take advantage of that. Like don't like just because someone is giving you the opportunity to do something, like they're having good faith in you, so don't fuck that up. Pretty much. Yeah. Respect the process.
Respect the process.
Like I just echo what you guys said. Don't buy people's styles, pay homage, and don't take advantage. And that's really it. And with that being said, Esteban Xound, Hip Hop Certified episode 12.
Jhonson.
Alex.
Esteban Xound, out y'all.
Out this bitch.